Glad that you called me over tonight. Yeah. Maybe wrong, but I know what you like. Yeah.
Hello, loves. Welcome to the Carter Love Talk Show After Hours Season 2. I think we're on episode 3. That's what I put in the title, but if we not, I'm going to change it.
This episode 3, you good.
It was a hectic day, okay? Today we're talking about what do we do, what do we escape to, basically. Before we dive in, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you're notified every time we post a video here on the Carter Love Network. All right. I'm just like literally just getting home from dropping the kids off. So I have a couple of things that I'm drinking, rehydrating for the day. So I have bone broth in this cup. I stopped at Target, at Costco. I have a smoothie here. And then I have water.
It sounds like you got work later.
I do. Every Friday, I'll be working.
I didn't hear no liquor in there at all.
No, actually, though, I did test the waters during my day off. I drank some wine, and I was like waiting to see how long afterwards I was feeling some symptoms or whatever. So I can drink wine, but I had bought all these drinks, so I was like, let me drink what I have. But I do have some Stella Rose that I was gonna drink, but yeah, I usually put a little shot of tequila in there so I can make it look, you know.
Well, what Kevin Hart say, little or whatever the hell, little pop to it.
You know, little something. But
my bad. You know, I'm on the same stuff as always.
On the same stuff, you know.
Whiskey.
So I was actually gifted a bunch of gin, like 3 or 4 different brands of gin. Yeah. So I'm gonna play with some recipes for that. I'll probably try that on my break. I mean, on my days off, and see if I can drink that before work. The wine works though. I was definitely gonna drink Stella tonight, but I ate a lot before coming on here, and I didn't want that feeling.
Yeah, full stomach and
alcohol, that combo. No, man.
A good combo.
It's a good combo, darling.
Not a good combo.
All right, so we went over our drinks. You guys put in the comment section what you're drinking on. Any also I need to any gin recipes y'all have? No, it's hella gin, you guys. And I had some things I wanted to try. They're on my Instagram. I got to go back and look at them. There are definitely some recipes that I have that I've been wanting to try, but gin is not an alcohol that I've worked with a lot. Literally, it's usually tequila, vodka, and whiskey that I work with as a bartender. People they don't even buy it. Like we go, so basically what I do is I bartend at like private events. And so usually they purchase, most of the time, they purchase the alcohol that they want us to make the drinks with. Yeah. Gin is never bought, okay?
Nobody likes gin, so.
Always the 3, okay? Gin is never bought. There's varieties of tequila, though, varieties of vodka, varieties of whiskey, but gin is never bought. So I haven't got a chance to really play with gin yet. He said, what's your supervisor's number? Let me add him to the chat.
Hey, sometimes you gotta sip a little something before you hit the
Actually, clock. I had one of my coworkers, and he's higher up. He said the only thing he got in his fridge, because I was asking him if he ever drinks water. He said the only thing he got in his fridge, I can't remember what the second thing was, but he said an adult beverage. I said, oh. Oh. We work at a mental health facility, y'all. We need a little something to take the edge off.
Take the edge off. Get you going a little bit.
Oh, he said he's off of some espresso martinis on accident. Someone was just telling me to try those.
My coworker here, she likes those. I don't understand the hype about them. I don't really like them. she likes frozen espresso martini. She had to specifically tell us that. But I guess there's frozen and then there's regular. I already drink espressos from time to time at work, but I don't know. Coffee and alcohol, I don't. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. I also was told, it's vodka. I don't drink vodka, so there's
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But this lady was buying some at Target. She was buying it was a pre-mixed blend, and she was like, "I'm gonna try it. I'm trying this out." She said, "I usually don't try the mixed stuff, but it had a high alcohol percentage." And she was like, "Yeah, you should try it." Girl, no, I'm not a vodka drinker. And I don't drink coffee either. So I'm like, there's two things I don't drink. I'm not motivated to.
Right.
She's like, well, if you like it, hold on, what is happening?
If you like it.
If you like coffee, and I was like, I don't, but I do, like, sometimes I will crave like coffee ice cream, but I have to crave it. I'm not gonna just be like, yes, let's go get coffee ice cream.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a fan of coffee, and I'll say that, and then like you'll see me at work at the coffee machine getting coffee or like a double shot espresso. I don't like coffee unless, I mean, we being honest around here. Unless I gotta wake up or I gotta go to the bathroom.
It just don't work for you.
Because coffee that quick natural laxative, but I don't really drink coffee too much. It's not.
You use coffee as a supplement.
As a medication. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you ever backed up, just go drink. Don't even add no milk. Don't add no sugars. Just go drink straight black coffee.
Black.
You will clear yourself out as soon as possible. If not, go get some smooth move.
The smooth move. That's the smooth move for you. Yeah, I never really was a big fan of coffee. My mom used to make her coffee, and she likes her coffee hella sweet. So I sipped some of it. I said, ugh, why is she drinking this every morning? I don't understand. And that was enough for me to just be like, nah, I'm cool.
I honestly, the only reason why I started to like drinking coffee is because movies, TV shows, somebody wake up in the morning, have a bomb ass breakfast and they call it a cup of Joe. I'm like, I don't know what a cup of Joe is, but I want to be like them and drink the cup of Joe. But I found out, I'm like, this is dirt water.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, this is dirt water. I'm not a fan of it. But the crazy part is, anytime I go out to breakfast, I'm ordering a cup of coffee. For a person who don't like it, I'm drinking it.
It's the aroma. It just sets the tone for your day. Let's call it aromatherapy.
I mean, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
In your cup.
They're not paying me enough for that one.
In your cup. We're going to start locking in with some people, you know what I mean? Getting our little commercials in there, our little taglines. It's happening. It's coming along.
Definitely.
It's coming along. All right. So if you haven't already put your drink, what you drinking in the comment section, go ahead and do that now. Okay, whatever. And then we're going to slide into the highs and lows for the week. In the near future, this will be the section where we do the spotlight like we did last season. It'll be a cute little commercial or a flyer or something. Okay, so don't get used to us not having a spotlight because the spotlight is coming back. I need to stop playing with my hair. I feel like those guys who used to twist their dreads.
They twist that one, and then I got one long lock.
Can you talk to me and stop twisting your hair?
And a little afro.
I need to stop doing it, but I had gotten the habit of doing it because I was detangling it. Now it's detangled, and now I got to do something with it. All right, we are sliding into as soon as it pops up, there it goes. The highs and lows for the week.
I don't know if I was going first or you was going first. It didn't matter. Mine's going to be short and quick, so it's
go for it, because I still have to think. In my mind, I'm still getting home. I just got here.
No major highs this week. Besides I woke up. There's that. Still got a job. I guess you can keep that as a major high. I will be honest. I was about to just be like, I had no highs this week. I only had lows, but the point of this podcast and of this show is to spread positivity. I don't think anybody want to hop on here and always just be like, "Damn, this motherfucker had a bad week every week." Like, nah.
The sun don't ever shine on that nigga.
Even when it's still a bad week, you gotta still point out something positive, which I was just told like a few moments before I joined on this live. Every week, I'm a black man in America. It's every week. Nah, but nothing too. I can't say it's too bad. Nothing too exciting happened all week. I mean, if I were to create something exciting, my mom, my stepdad, and my grandpa, they were they are vendors with my over here at my property, and they were all working together. And my grandpa, although he retired 2017, I think, or 16, I can't remember. It was just nice to see him still out here working. At the age of 72, 71, 70, 70, 71. I think he turned 71 this year. But still pushing. All my grandfathers was like nonstop workers. My great grandfathers, my grandfathers, every single one of them, like that blood runs in me. So that's where I get it from. But to see him out here today, he was getting on me. He's like, grandson, I just want to get out here and get some work. So I was like, all right, find you something. But it was just nice to see him out there. Especially, not trying to make things too negative. But if some of y'all have been on social media, although y'all have only seen about 5 or 6 of these people that have passed within the past 3 to 4 days, it's actually been a lot more celebrities within these 3 to 4 days and 2 weeks that I've seen. And so to see my grandpa still moving out here, it kind of, brought a little bit of joy to me, because I'm like, it's a lot of people that's just going left and right. So I guess that'll be my high. And my lows, there ain't no lows, because ain't no lows around here unless it's for the hoes. Lows is for the hoes.
Lows is for the hoes, okay? And the lows that I was gonna mention in mine, the hoes. No, just kidding.
Lows do happen, but I will say lows this week. It was just, I felt very bland. I don't know if y'all can relate, but you know how you got them moments where you're not okay, but you're also not bad either. You just kind of coasting. That's been this week for the most part for me. That's why I'm like, I ain't really, but most people will call it a low, because I did have like 5 people ask me, "Oh, you okay?" Because I didn't look good in the face. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But,
I think also when people are like us, like, you're always joking around, you're positive, stuff like that. There's this expectation for you to be smiling all the time, or you to crack a joke every time. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, but I'm also human. So there are days where I don't want to smile because you want me to smile. I don't want to crack a joke. I just want to be.
Yeah, my I'm also human pretty much came out this Monday. That's why my week been going the way it's going. But yeah, no, you're definitely right. Like, we can't look. I'm smiling right now, but I kid you not. Like 10 minutes before this live started, I was like, for like majority of the day. But it's things happen. Like you said, we human. People run out of energy at times. People get depleted. People just be like, I had enough. I just want to rest, or I want to shut myself off for a minute, be by myself, etc.
And that's real. And I honestly, I'm trying to get to a point where I'm more honest with myself. And so I've had a couple of times where I had to go to Target. I that's one of my jobs. I've had a couple of times
that's where you go to disconnect.
No, I love it. Actually, my other job is more disconnect, because it's nighttime. Everybody sleep.
Oh yeah, everybody just.
I really just be locked in with myself for the most part, unless my coworkers are there. But even if they're there, after a while, they fall asleep. So I'll be up doing what I'm, focused on me. But there's been a couple of times where I've had to work at Target, and the first time was the day after I found out my cousin had passed away. The other time I was sick, and then there was just a couple other times where, you know, grief is not linear. So I was feeling it again. And I was like, I'm not required, like, just because I work in customer service, I'm not required to fake it though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if they say how I'm doing, I'm saying all right. If they say, or I'm guiding the conversation to where I don't feel like I have to lie. But I'm also not putting on a fake smile. I'm only smiling to be genuine because I also want to be honest with myself. You know what I mean? Because I deserve the right to be human. Just because I work in customer service don't mean I gotta be like this all the time. I don't trust someone who smile all the time because baby, what you hiding?
It's so funny for two things. One, you are definitely right because in a sense, I also work in the customer service department, so
Yeah.
I too have to smile 24/7. And at the fact that I am a not smile but have a positive attitude, and the fact that I'm a
And as a
supervisor,
leader too.
yeah, it's like you really can't be sad. You gotta be. But I also had a coworker. His name is David. He watches us sometimes when he gets a chance. He one of my homeboys. He one of my best friends. He's my dog. I remember when we first met, he would come to work smiling every day, and I used to be like, "Yo, why are you smiling, bro?" And he'd just be like, I used to laugh at him because the way he talked, brother, because I'm alive. And I'm like, hey, I'm not mad at you. But then, you know, one day somebody was like getting on him because they was like, you smile too damn much, blah, blah, blah. And he kept smiling. He kept going. This was before we became real close friends. When we finally hung out one day, I had to ask him, I'm like, yo, why do you smile so much? And he was like, he gave me some information about his past relationship. And he was like, I refuse to be that sad again. Now there was moments where he came in and the man wasn't smiling, and I run up and I'm like, no, you don't get to frown, brother.
Right.
I'm like, talk to me. What is wrong? And he would talk about it, but I never understood that until I met that man. I knew I could do it, but when I met him, I was like, man, you are always smiling.
Yeah.
And people used to come to the airport and they appreciated it because they were like, look, the rest of us looking mad. It's 2:30 in the morning. Everybody talking about good morning. I'm like, bitch, you going on the flight to Bermuda. I'm over here, not Bermuda, but you know what I mean.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like, you going to fly and I'm over here checking your bags. Like, take the water bottle out. But he's just happy and he going along. And I love that. I truly loved it about him. But I will say, even he knows it's hard to be in the customer service industry and people don't see you as a human sometimes. Like, you can't be mad, you can't be upset, you can't be angry.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, I actually just started rereading the book. I just finished rereading the book, The 4 Agreements. One of them is don't take things personally and don't make assumptions. And so that's one of the things that I was telling myself before I read the book, but it's been locking in harder for me now. Because, like, you know, now we have the bag situation, right?
Yeah.
People come, I say, hi, how are you? And they're no bags. I just said, hi, how are you? And the first thing you want to say to me is no bags. Like, or like they won't say anything. And then they'll say something once I start putting their stuff in the bag. Oh, no bags. I didn't ask for any bags. Did you charge me for that bag? Oh, but I just greeted you and you couldn't talk. Now all of a sudden you got words.
Right.
You know what I mean? But my biggest thing was not letting them change my energy. Because I'm not going to let your stank attitude change my attitude.
Don't
because
let
I
it
feel
happen.
like I'm now giving you power over me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that my biggest thing is I set the tone, I set the atmosphere. That's like the thing that I repeat to myself. And then also not to take things personally, because just because I like when I went to work and after my cousin had passed away, I was on autopilot. But I also wasn't like shitting on everyone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everyone can't do that. Some people have a hard time and they want to take their frustration out on everyone around them. You know what I mean? So I have to manage that too. Like everyone doesn't have the capacity to move the way you move. You know what I mean? And that's okay for them, especially because we just meeting for a moment. I don't have to deal with you much longer. As soon as I get you out my line, you can get the fuck on.
Yeah.
It's in the bag. You can, if you don't want it in the bag, you can take it out the bag.
Take it out the bag.
Sure. But yeah. there was a comment for someone else's highs and lows, but they said, but let's read this smart remark because it was sooner. You aren't a human. You are the brand in that moment. Boy, bye. I'm still human. I got hired to be just who I am. Just who I am. All right. My highs and lows. My lows, the low for me would be there were more people that I had to let go. And I don't mean as far as like death wise, but I am in a season of transitioning and a season of shedding and all the things. And so for me, there are people that I am removing, but then there are people that God is removing. And I'm telling you, it's just so much at one time. And I'm like, oh, oh.
Yeah.
Them too, Lord. Them too.
He said, "No, Lord, take me." Like, wait a minute. Oh, I understand.
But it is helping me it's giving me clarity, as to why they can't come along. You know what I mean? Also, is helping me to better see those who are rocking with me. And also it's helping me to lean on myself a little bit more. I was watching the interview between Kiki and Jennifer Lewis, and Jennifer Lewis said, "You can't bring baggage up Everest." And I said, damn. Everyone has to go up Everest on their own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We going at different paces. That's fine, but everyone got to go on their own. Really, when you going on a hike, you don't really want too much shit. I'm saying,
no,
I just want
the
water.
more stuff you got on, the harder it is to climb that mountain.
Exactly. So why am I trying to carry all these people with me? No. Y'all can say where y'all at. I'm cool. So just being okay with that, taking the lessons, applying that, and leaving the rest. As far as my high, I remembered it and then I forgot it just that quickly. there could be plenty of highs. I've been really getting to this space where I focus on the positive. I find the positive because the negative is always more apparent to us because that's what we're trained to do, is to focus on the negative. And so I'm trying to retrain myself to find the positive. So, even just the fact that I do have the 2 jobs and they're helping me, and me and my kids have a good flow. They went back to school. We found a good flow. We're still tweaking it, but we've got a good flow. Even the fact that, like I said, the people that are rocking with me are rocking with me. They're all in. I'm very inspired. I've been watching more. So I've been avoiding like watching the podcasts that I love to watch because I know I love to watch them because I see clips of them on TikTok, but I've never watched full episodes until just recently. Because I know me. One, I know what we're capable of. I know where we could take things. I also know that I got a lot on my plate. And I'm hard on myself too. And so I was avoiding watching them because I felt like I was going to be like, dang, we could be, the comparison thing, Yeah. But I just watched last night. I've been watching Kiki's This is Kiki Palmer. I've been watching I watched a couple. I only watched probably one of Michelle Obama's, and it was the one with Meg on there. And then I watched I think two of I think it's just called Shay Shay. I don't know. I watched 2 of those.
Club Shay Shay?
Club Shay Shay, yeah. I watched 2 of those. But I've really been locked on Kiki. Y'all know why. Because Kiki's personality is everything, and that Kiki's personality is what I was taught to shrink. I was taught to shrink those parts of me. So I watched her episode last night with Jamie, and I was just incredibly inspired. I was locked in. Usually I watch it and I multitask, like I'm like creating editing content or making graphics for the show or whatever. I was locked in like this, okay? Eyes glued to the computer. So I'm just been incredibly inspired by watching her and motivated as hell.
Love that.
So I'm excited to utilize that motivation for this show, but also for the clothing brand and the oils and all the things. So that's probably going to be my highest high, is that level of motivation that has increased. Also, my babies want to be a part of the business now. So just getting stuff for them to be locked in as well. We're gonna start doing vendor events. I've been meaning to post that too.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a new logo called it's the Carter Love Market. It's cute.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm gonna be posting that soon and stuff like that. So I'm excited. I'm
that's
ready.
dope. Carter Love Market. Okay. Well, look, you know where to find me if you need some commercials, some little edits together for your videos. You let me know.
Yes, I'm gonna get some video of the kids and us at the market or two, and then I'll be like, listen, Ja, work your magic.
Bring it on there. We'll do something with it. That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yes. So I'm excited for that. I'm gonna read the one that was in the comment. I've been working on. Oh wait, sorry. I've been having some work chaos. I'll say is the low, but I'm at a dope networking event right now. That I'll say is my high for this week. I love me a good networking event. I can't wait to throw another one. Another one.
Another one.
All right.
Damn. I've been at a network event since. I don't think I've been to one in a while, actually. I think the first one I ever went to was probably at somewhere out here. It's been a minute.
Man.
And I wasn't even networking. I was just there. Because I didn't have my business yet.
Yeah, I want to go to some, but I want to go to some that are more. I go to some with people who we're on the same level or about the same level. I want to go to some up here, okay?
Yeah.
I want to start building some relationships with people who are on a higher level than me. Whether I can help them or they can help me or we can help each other or I can just learn from them. I don't care. Or I can connect them to someone else who needs them. I don't know, but I want to start. I just got to know where to find them. I don't know where to find them. I feel like those are the ones you would be invited to when you're a part of clubs or something like that.
Yeah.
Clubs.
You know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
You know, I got to find me an elite club to join. Okay. Because I want to be a part of it. I am hoping to start in the fall to do one. I want to do one. I did one. Was that the summer or spring? I think during the spring, I did a matchmaking networking mixer.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. I want to do one.
That was this year or last year?
That was this year. That was this year.
Yeah.
I think it was in the spring.
Yeah.
It was in the spring. But I wanted to.
That was supposed to be but you know.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's coming because that's what I was gonna say. The next one that I want to do is centered around music. So it'll be everyone in the music industry. So like videographers who do music videos, you know, people who do behind the scene vocal, like, you know, the background vocals, people who models that need to be in videos, you know, influencers that can utilize the music or, you know, stuff like that. So I want to do that. I want to do that before the year is up. So I'm trying to find the right space. I've been connecting with people out here in the Bay, but also in Sacramento. So I'm trying to figure out where's the best space for me to do the event, the best city, and all the things. So all the things that go into event planning, they're all in the works, but I definitely can't wait to do something with music, because it's so healing and necessary. And I would love to see those people level up. So let me see.
Like it.
He said, higher level. We see the mutual values is what I'm here for. That's good for you. No, I mean, it's good, of course, to be around like-minded individuals, but it's also good to be around people who are where you want to be, because that's how you learn to get there. If we're around the people who are doing the same stuff as us and none of us are, I just feel like we're leveling up in minor ways. I need to level up in a big way, in a major way. So I definitely want to, like I said, lock in with some people who are at a higher level. People who are already therapists, people whose talk shows are already on someone's network. You know what I mean? Or maybe not on someone's network, they're on YouTube, but they they have a higher subscriber or views, or they're already, monetized, stuff like that, because I can learn from those people what's missing from this show. Not even what's missing, but more so what should I be doing as far as promotion goes, stuff like that. Because some of that stuff we already know, but also we could be doing stuff that's um, with good intention, but it's not helpful in the long run.
Right.
So I would rather, like I said, be around some people. Even just maybe everything we're doing is okay, but maybe if we invite them on as a guest, that might, oh, her show is serious now. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it's always good to be connected to people who are where you want to be. Um, doesn't don't mean forget about the people that are on your same level. It just
Right.
means, there's room for all of us. But tonight's episode, we're talking about what we do to escape. And one of the big things that let me put this in there real quick. One of the big things that people like to do is to escape into like the drama, the pop culture drama, conspiracy theories, and things of that nature. I'm gonna put this little thing on there. Pop culture, music, and things we use to cope, connect, and sometimes avoid what we're feeling. Um, and so you can drop in the comment section, and we can probably share what are some pop culture things that you utilize to escape. Or I don't know. For me, I use the same thing to escape that I did to release. I used to watch Grays like religiously. Um,
How do you escape? Pause. Let's take a break. Sorry for a minute. Let's just take a break, y'all. For like 2 seconds. Y'all bear with me. Y'all can kill me later. I don't give a fuck. I don't really care. How do you escape watching Grey's Anatomy? My sister, two of my coworkers, one of my other friends, they all watch this. They can watch this shit 24/7. And y'all still cry. I don't see the
because
escape.
that's why I said I use it for both. Because the thing is, you're wrapped up in their drama, so you're not even thinking about your drama.
Okay.
Okay, honey?
All right. Okay. All right.
You're
All
not
right,
thinking about
okay.
the fact that you just
Okay.
got in a fight with such and such, or such and
Okay.
such betrayed you. You know what I mean? You're
Okay.
thinking about
All right.
how Meredith was betrayed by her parents. Okay.
I'm just saying, y'all pop on an episode one day, and what if so happened that episode is about the same shit you just went through today? But it's
that's
like,
why I said I also use it as a release, because I feel like I did relate a lot to Meredith in her younger times, because she was still processing and healing from her childhood trauma. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so I feel like there was a lot of ways I related with her. And then, spoiler alert for those of you who haven't watched it, there was a scene where one of the Avery's mom was sick, and his girlfriend was like, kind of like, I don't know what the hell to do. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like I experienced when the father of my kids, his mom was sick. And I'm like, I'm trying to help, but this your mama. You know what I mean? Like, I can only do so much. So like, there are those episodes that hit home for you. And of course, you're going to cry about it, and you're going to think about what's going on in your life. But for the most part, because on those shows, there's usually like 5 dramas going on, because there's so many characters that it's easy for you to get really wrapped up in their stuff. But also, it's not cookie cutter. It's not, what they're going through is not identical to what you're going through in your life. So it's easy to just brush it off like, oh, well, we're not thinking about that right now. Let's think about how they're going to get through this solution. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the same thing with me for anime too. I can get sucked in.
Yeah.
I feel like it's easier for me to get sucked into the artificial stuff like Grey's, anime, those kinds of things. It's easier for me to get locked into that than to the real life. I don't really dive into what happens with celebrities. I don't know their history. I don't know the dates they died. I don't know all the conspiracies around whether they really did, or if they, somewhere in Costa Rica on a private island. You know what I mean? I don't know any of that stuff. I just like to, I either listen to music and get absorbed in the music, or I get absorbed in a show. And that's why I don't allow myself to watch shows very often, because I can get lost.
I feel it. I'll split it up a little bit. I get lost with movies and shows. I'm immersed in them. Not gonna lie, it's I mean, it's a part of me, but like when I'm not having a good day and I don't want to watch nothing super serious, I throw on like Family Guy or something or South Park or something just to take my mind off it. But if I want to get lost in some other drama, like you said, yeah, I'll go watch some good little shows. But I stay more in the fictional realm than the realistic. Because if I'm sitting there watching Grey's Anatomy or Law and Order or something, I'm about to start. Look, I get a little too. I feel like I'm not escaping enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I try to go more towards the fictional side because I can get stuck in reality. I can get there to reality, and my reason for watching whatever I'm watching is to escape. And if it's too close to reality, I'm like, I mean, it's good. I'm not gonna say it's not.
Yeah,
It's still good. I'm accepting it, but I'm like, it's still too close to too close to relation. So like,
no, for sure.
Yeah, so like I would rather go watch an anime, or I would rather go watch an old cartoon series or something, or I'd rather go watch a fictional, or even what helps me too sometimes. If I still want to watch something close to realistic, but I don't, I'll just go watch like a foreign show or something.
You said, we gone.
Yeah, we over here now.
No relatability.
My name is not Feng Wong Lee, and I am not stuck in China trying to fight whatever, blah blah blah.
You know, I'm a ninja. I'm a ninja, baby.
Like, and that's my other issue is like all them shows y'all like. I don't know if you ever heard of The Good Doctor, the TV show that came out about the dude.
I started watching it. I didn't dive as deep as
there's an Asian version of that.
Oh, really?
I've watched that whole show. I've never watched the entire American version of The Good Doctor.
Yeah.
And like it's stuff like that. But you know, at times I'll fall into my reality shows or movies, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I like that escape because, like you said, you're immersed in everybody else's drama. Mm-hmm. But like I was bringing up when you said what you said, there's times like, let's say you in the middle of a show and you had a rough week. You had your lows for the week, and one of your lows was something that is actually happening in the episode you decided to watch today. And it's just like, I didn't know how to express my feelings, and then I just saw it here, and I'm happy.
Yes, that's how music is for me.
Yeah, definitely music.
That's why I listen to a lot of Drake and LMA and her, because I'm like, yes. I couldn't say it, but you could. Thank you.
I love her. Definitely. She's amazing.
I'm like, damn, girl, that's the feeling right there. Say it again. That's when the song we put on replay.
That's why I like shows. I like movies and music. They express sometimes what I can't say or do.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm not like I can't do it, but there's times where I'm a little hard to understand sometimes.
It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to put a name to things. And there's this, I don't know if it was a book or a song, but basically the basic emotions will mask your like the real ones. So sometimes we come off as angry, and really, baby, you just scared, or you know what I mean, or you sad, or you disappointed, or whatever, and you can't put a name to that. So you just, I'm angry, I'm frustrated. Like, you know what I mean?
All the expressions is there. Literally, and to go to my second part of it, which is music. I actually had that this week. Like I said, this week, I had my little lows here and there. And I'm specifically pointing this day. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday, but it might be Wednesday. One of them days, I literally was just listening to music all day. Little side note, if we ever in the car, make sure I have a playlist on, because if I don't and I just got my regular music playing, you don't know if you're in a Disney movie, if you in a rock concert, or if you at a musical or something.
It's anime for me. The little anime song would come on.
I think your favorite TV show coming on, like chill out. You're gonna be sitting there like, this dude listen to the Cheetah Girls. Look, make sure I'm locked in, and y'all be like, hey Lil, we trying to turn up. Oh, I got you. But
my thing is, Don't say shit if the playlist is on, okay?
Yeah, just
The
enjoy
song
yourself.
is gonna get replayed if you start talking in the middle of it.
But I put on my music and I just let it all play. And
Yeah,
then there was like a few songs that started catching me because it was like I said, I didn't know how to explain how I was feeling, but the music was like talking to me. So as
yeah,
soon as these songs started playing, I'm like, all right, I want to stay here. I want to keep listening to this artist, or I
yep,
want to hear this, or I want to hear this song, or I heard this song by Usher. Now I want to go hear this song by The Weeknd, or damn, that song by The Weeknd that I just heard reminded me of this song by Michael. Uh, blah blah blah. Like I'm jumping because I'm like these songs they're getting
yeah,
me somewhere. They're making me feel better,
yeah,
or they're making me express whatever I need to express. So I'm gonna
yeah,
keep playing through them. And I swear, next to I would say they're both top tier for me. But if I'm going to be honest, music is the most helpful escape ever.
yeah,
But at times it could be the push
yeah,
for certain things, whether it's good or bad.
mhm,
Um like 2 years ago or a year ago, my friend passed away. She used to work at the airport with us too. She had died. And like I cried the first time I heard it. It hurt me. It hurt me real bad because I had spoke to her like a week before that. And I was still just cruising throughout my day. It was still in there. I had my moments where I was depressed, but I'm like, I realized I didn't really let it out. And I don't know if I texted you or not because I was really drunk as shit
yeah,
one night, and I put on
yeah.
this song that is guaranteed to always make me cry because I know it will. And I got it from a movie, whoop de doo, and it's a fictional one. But
Hey,
anyways,
that's both of them.
I put it on and I played it once, and something said play it again. I kept playing it to the point to where I was in my room bawling
Yeah,
like crazy, and I was like, "This is what I was trying to get out of myself for the
yeah,
past 7-8 days," and I finally got it out. Everybody was trying to talk to me; they were trying to vent to me, but it's like sometimes, and it's no offense to the friends,
yeah,
the husband, the wives, the girlfriends, the boyfriends, the mothers, the fathers that are out there that try to talk to you or anybody or anything like that. Don't take no offense when you can't get that person to get out there emotionally and it takes
yeah,
music or TV. Like that's just probably what it was that needed to get
yeah,
them out.
yeah,
But music, definitely that's an escape right there
yeah,
for real.
yeah. I agree. I feel like for me, um, music is an escape when I'm dancing. When I'm not dancing, it speaks to me in a different way to where it's more of a release. Um, like it gives me the words that I don't have, especially if I'm angry or I'm frustrated or I'm scared. It gives me words that like I'm too gone to pinpoint.
Yeah.
Um, but that it's funny. I said we must have been on the same wavelength because that's what happened to me on Tuesday as well. I had my day off. I got this letter in the mail. It was very upsetting. I confronted the individual about it and they just made it 10 times worse. And then it just made me feel like I really had to just like I said, I had to let go of another person. And it was someone that was plotting against me and I didn't even know, and so I got on, I turned my little playlist on. I usually go for I don't even know where I started. I don't know where I started. But it took me to this song by Meg Thee Stallion that I never heard before. I think it's called something Texas, bigger in Texas or something like that. I don't know, but it was basically talking about how like she,
Yeah.
she's
Bigger in Texas.
yeah, because of how they be hating on her and stuff like that. Then Mood Forever came on by, Beyonce, Jay Z and them. And that came on and a lot of her lyrics was hitting home. And I was like, okay, I said, yes, girl. Cause I wanted to do an audio journal, but I couldn't because the kids were around. There's so much stuff like, when I do my audio journals, I'm very raw, very honest. And when I'm expressive in that way, it can stress your kids out, because they want to help. They
Yeah.
want to make sure you're okay. But if I'm in that mood, I'm in it. Like I'm trying to like break down every feeling so I can move through it. And so I couldn't do an audio journal, but the music was helping me move through those feelings for sure. So I feel like music for me is more of a let's feel our feelings and move through it. Whereas TV, and movies are an escape. But luckily, I am grateful that I have gotten connected to anime and Batman. Because I watch the stuff that like shut up. I will rewatch those three, like the Batman, Dark Knight Rises, all those.
Dark Knight Rises, The
Watch
Dark
those
Knight,
because there's so many little lessons
Batman.
in there. And that's why, like I said, I like them and I like anime because even though like it is an escape, I still get like a little seed in there of like, oh yeah,
You get something.
yeah,
And
I should be moving along, or I am stronger than that, or I will rise up, or you know, and so it's like a little motivation.
literally, like I said, I don't think I said it before on here. The thing that got me to move to Charlotte was I was watching Dragon Ball. It's literally the first version of Dragon Ball Z is when you see Goku as a kid. And it's like it was this episode where this dude was they were normally it was right after a fighting tournament, and they was like, okay, we're gonna meet here in I think the next 8 years or something. I think he's like 10 at the time. But they're like, we're gonna meet back here in the next 10 years. And he was like, oh, me and Krillin was like, oh, we going back to train with Master Roshi. And he was like, actually, no. Master Roshi was like, I taught y'all everything I could. So it's up to y'all. Y'all want to come back with me, or you can venture by yourself. And Goku was like, fuck it. I'm pretty much, he was like, I'm going by myself. But I can't remember exactly what was said. But like I said, I got a big poster, metal poster. It's in a box. But what he said kind of got me, and I was like, "Ooh, that was the seed I needed to get me up out of here." Because I was like, I didn't know. Basically, he was going for change, and he wasn't afraid. And I was scared to move here because although my mother was here, my sisters was here, my family was here, I was just like, Charlotte is different for me. I've known nothing but the West Coast. I've never known the East. But I was like, I'm gonna go. And some people be like, damn, you made your decision off of a cartoon, or oh damn, you made your decision off a TV show. Bruh, some of y'all sit there and shake an 8 ball and make your decisions. Don't judge me. But
no, but also it's like it hits deeper. It's deeper than it just being a show, but also all these shows are deeper. That's why we gravitate towards them. The shows, the music, all of it came from someone. You know what I mean? It's an extension of them. And so it's kind of like just getting advice from a human, from another person, but from someone who's not biased, and then you make the decision that's best for you.
Let me see. Now I want to go find it because I keep bringing it up. Give me like 2 seconds. Let me go find this.
Okay.
You chop it up with these people and give them a good
chop
time.
It up.
2 seconds.
Chop it up. I'm gonna actually read the comment section because Ricky Fontaine said that I have a group chat with my kids. I try to dive into their young lives and tribulations for my escape. And then it says my kids equal my 2 and my nephew and niece. So that's four of y'all in the group chat. That's good too. Escapes are very necessary. I feel like I've gotten to a point where I do try not to escape so much, but I think that's because I used to equate healthy escapes with running, because I'm a runner. Like if something occurs, I will do my best. Like I'll make all these excuses to why I don't need to face it. And so one of my things is really zeroing in on being more honest with myself and with others. So that means facing stuff, but also I really can get caught up in someone else's world. Like when I used to watch Grays, I didn't do shit. Like of course I took care of my kids, but other than that, that's all I did. And that's why I would get my workout in the morning. Because if I start watching Grays in the morning, no workout is happening. The kids are going to get taken care of, and that's it. And at that time, they were breastfeeding. So they could just be right there while I'm watching my show. You know what I'm saying? So I get really locked in, and I get amazed with their life. Now I'm grateful that even if I do watch stuff, it's motivating. Like I said, I've been watching Keke Palmer, and it's been motivating the hell out of me because a lot of the topics that they talk about, well, okay, let's not say on Keke Palmer's show, but Keke Palmer does interviews. That's kind of, like I said, they're very similar to mine's, except for mine's are more zeroed in on the people's business. where she gets to have like those other kinds of conversations. But on this show, we do that. And so it's very motivating because it's like, oh, okay. And then I'm like watching, I'm like, okay, there's a camera there, there's a light there. And then I'm like, oh, okay, we can do this. This could be us in a few years. You know what I mean? So it's incredibly motivating. Whereas before I would watch stuff that would have me stuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it is an escape, but it's also like a vehicle. We cruising through and we're on our way on our own journey. Because I'm telling you, after last night, I said, yup. I said, let me post that video. Videos that have been sitting in my drafts that I'm like, like I know I created that and I was proud of it after I created it, but am I gonna post it? I was like, post. I posted like 3 videos last night.
Oh man. I found it. Sorry. I was trying to look because I remember I had posted it on my story like right before I moved from Cali too. But it's no words on here, but this was the photo. My homeboy got this for me.
Ooh, I think I've seen that in your room before.
Yeah. If you ever FaceTime me at any point or just saw me ranting on Instagram. But it came from the scene where he's flying, and the words I seen that I thought there was more to it, but I gotta find what he actually said. But basically, all he said was, "I never knew life could be such a neat adventure," and I was just like, "Yo, you haven't really experienced life. You just been stuck here in the corner. Go." Yeah. And I was like, "I'm gonna go.
Yes, I love that because I feel like God is preparing me for that season. Yeah. Because I was telling my sister, I was telling my friend, I said, really every city that I've lived in has never been my choice. It's been for who I was with or whatever. My mom wanted us to move to Merced. We moved to Merced. Then my ex, we moved to Vallejo for job opportunities. I stayed in Vallejo for the father of my kids. I did fall in love with Vallejo. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like I love it here because the air is nice and I have nice hiking trails, but I can find that anywhere. You know what I mean? And so when I realized, like when I got to this level of healing and I realized that I really can, what I do here and the connections that I've made here, I can make anywhere. I'm like, well, I can move out of state. I can. Yeah. I really can. So we'll see what city falls in my spirit by the time I have my bachelor's. I'll have my bachelor's degree by August.
Of next year.
Yeah.
I'm about to say because August up in like 2 minutes. Like 2 days.
According to my calendar. But no, by next August I'll have my bachelor's degree, so I'll be able to apply to jobs that pay higher. But I'm also working diligently in my business. So again, either way it goes, I'll be set next year. So I should be able to move without having too many hiccups. Right. Because I won't have to worry so much about whether, living arrangements and jobs and this and that. And it's such and such okay. I have less people I'm responsible for, and I'll have greater opportunities. So I'm excited. I feel like I needed that. Now I need to go watch the episode.
Yeah. I will say Dragon Ball was very, very it's so innocent. It was an 80s TV show, but it's not innocent, but it's like
I was gonna say, hold on now, because I started rewatching it with my son and
anime. Yeah, some of that stuff you gotta be careful. Yeah. But
that girl was flashing.
Exactly. Yeah. But still, it's about a boy who is pretty much innocent minded. But all he knows is that life is good. I'm awake. I get to eat. I get to do the thing that I like, which is fight and train. Like it. So, and so you're watching it through his eyes. And that's where the escape comes in. Like you said, you get wrapped up in their lives. You ain't even worried about yours no more. And it's making you feel good that you're seeing somebody else feel good in their life.
Yeah.
But also sometimes it hits you and it makes you think, it makes you be like, I want to feel like this in my life.
Yes.
I want to be like this. No, you ain't gonna be able to sit there and throw kamehamehas, but you can still have that mindset that he has.
My son is convinced.
Hey, tell him to be careful. I don't want him to be the next meme where the kid's screaming in the room and his mom just comes, shut your ass up. They do that shit.
Listen, I'll be right there with him. What you mean?
But when I went to go grab that,
our energy gonna do something, son. No, just kidding.
When I went to go grab that, I will say we did miss a little other thing that is also considered escape, which is reading.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I've been trying to teach my son.
Yeah, reading is very escapey, depending on what you read.
Yeah.
I'm a big comic book / fictional, but I also love a good mystery book. Whatever that is.
Everything.
But what I found was something that my mom gave me. Everybody knows I'm a comic book fan. I love the Flash. She gave me this when my jaw broke.
Put that in a shadow box and leave it alone.
But in the photo, you can't really see what he's saying. But he's running around trying to keep a nuke, I think, or a missile, a nuclear bomb. Yeah, he's trying to keep a nuke from dropping. I didn't understand why my mom bought it for me. Mind you, I was trying to get back into reading comics. I haven't read every comic. I'm not a super nerd, but I've read a few.
I want to be.
But I've never seen that. So I'm like, I didn't understand why I bought it, but my mom did. And she was like, well, read it, son. He's talking about how if he stops running, this bomb is going to drop and blow everybody up. But he also knows he can't run for long. He has to stop and rest. And at the time when I got my jaw broken, to me, that point in my life was a hard reset. Like, bruh, sit down and rest. Because before that, I was going through a lot. But I was like, damn, a comic book, I escaped into this photo, although it ain't the story. But I'm like, it got me. It gave me some insight. Like, you can find that stuff in books. You can find that stuff in comics. And you don't even have to read or watch something that people made. You can also escape through writing your own stuff, drawing your own stuff. I'm pretty sure you can vouch for that because you escape sometimes in poetry.
But I actually, after my first divorce, before my first divorce, I wrote a book. I started retyping it and I started sharing a little bit of it on my poetry podcast, but it's explicit, so I couldn't share it on YouTube. I had to stop. It's on my other one. But anyways, that's beside the point. It's actually what helped me get to the point, reconnect with myself, because in that marriage, I was young. I got married at 19 and I kind of lost myself. And like y'all know, I've talked about it multiple times here. I had a really bad habit of shrinking myself due to my trauma. And so I was gone, absent. But I wrote that. I started working at Victoria's Secret and I was out of the house more. I got to be myself. And then I started writing that book. Actually, the funny thing is I started writing, another thing that motivated me to write that book, don't come for me, is I was watching Criminal Minds. I got in the marathon of Criminal Minds and I kind of started having a crush for Shamar Moore. And I'm like, that's the kind of man I want to be with. And I'm just not him at like, him.
Everybody loves Shamar Moore. No worry.
It's him as that role, but also it was just like his principles that he had. You know what I mean? The respect he had for women to some degree. Because on that show, he was more of a playboy.
He was definitely a playboy.
He's more on his new show on he's more of a man to me on SWAT than he was on Criminal Minds. But
I love him on SWAT. I love SWAT.
Yeah, but even still on Criminal Minds, like I feel like it was obvious that he knew how to be, but he also, because by default, because of the jobs, it was hard for him to get attached to the women.
Yeah.
But either way it goes, it just kind of made me rethink like how I wanted to be treated in a relationship and the kind of man I wanted to be with. And so I literally I have a whole book and he's in there. That's another reason why I never ran with it though, because it's like fan fiction.
Yeah.
And I know that people are used to fan fiction, but I don't dehumanize them, and so I just feel like it is a little inappropriate. Maybe when I meet him one day, I'll be like, "Hey, you mind if I publish this book?" But
Yeah, you all up in here, just like you know.
you all up in here, and I know now you got a wife or whatever, you got babies, and your mom passed away. Because his mom's in the book too. I'm like, I'm like, so
A family.
because the way, okay, let me give you a little tea. So the way it starts is we meet at this charity.
Ooh.
His mom had, I think, I can't remember, but her ribbon color is orange. My ribbon color for PCOS is teal. So that was like the book is called Causes Caused Our Relationship. And so we meet at a charity event, and because if you've ever seen it, well, I think he still raises money for what she had. And so that's where it started. So it kind of like she's in there, tangled in there. Like, you know what I mean? Even if she's not, like, even if her character isn't in there, like still her disease is in there.
Yeah.
So because that's where it all started. So but yeah, it's still, I think it's good too. But I also was just recently, literally, like, I want to say yesterday or the day before yesterday, I'm like, girl, you gotta start writing again.
Right.
Like short stories, you know what I mean? There's so much that goes on in your mind. You can write this shit out. It doesn't have to be published, but you can write it out.
Right.
So I am going to start escaping in that way as well. But I do this. I just also restarted one of Kevin Hart's books as an escape because I love me a good self-help book, good psychology book, but they become work. Kevin Hart's books, because he's reading them and he makes them comical, they don't feel like work. They just feel like information that I can apply to my life however I see fit. But I do love me a good little romance novel to escape. I also like mystery novels. And I don't know if y'all know now on Audible, they have some stuff where there's like multiple actors. And so it sounds like you're just listening to a TV show.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah. They did I was listening to the Sandman. It's a DC comic thing too. That's crazy. But it's called the Sand, and they got a TV show on Netflix. Really good. Everything's really good. But I was listening to it, and it had a few well-known actors on there. And as I'm listening, I'm like, I know this voice. And because I knew the voice, I'm picturing the person as I'm listening. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is great. Yeah. It's definitely worth it.
The other thing I love about reading is it does tap into your imagination because you're seeing, even if you listen to an audiobook, you see it, you visually start to see it, and I feel like it enhances your creativity.
Yeah, but that's why I do that's why for me I do fiction and sci-fi and all that more than I do reality, because my imagination is too crazy / accurate. I can't do I don't want my mind to be creating like somebody getting murdered or somebody getting this and that. Like I don't mind reading them, but I stay away from it because I know how my mind is. But if I read fiction or sci-fi or something like that, I'm like, sci-fi wise, this probably won't be created for another 40-something years.
Yeah.
So I like to imagine this. And then fiction wise, ain't nobody riding a dragon talking about Expelliarmus out here like that. That's not happening. But I like to imagine it. And that's why I like, I'd rather do fiction more, read fiction more than I would read anything real. But when it comes to real stuff, if I were to read stuff like that, I mean, Greek mythology still don't count because that's still, in a sense, fiction. But like I would read books for self-help wise. That's as good as it gets. Because I
just fell in love with bios. I used to not like them. I'm like, I don't want to know all this stuff about y'all. I don't. But I read Viola Davis's I Cried My Eyes Out. I actually have a review, an audio review on that I need to post. I read hers, and I read them because I know where I want to go, and I want to know where they came from because it inspires me that I can go there. Especially hers. I finished Will's.
I still haven't read that, and I want to read his so bad.
It's good. It's good. It's weird now because when I walk around at work, because I was listening to it at work, when I go to certain rooms, because I remember the parts that I read, I hear his voice. I'm like, girl, this is creepy.
But I'm not liking this.
But no, I did Viola Davis's, I did Will's. Viola Davis's is powerful. It's very, very powerful. Honestly, I'm considering rereading it because I'm at a different point in my life. But hers was hard to read for those same reasons because of some of the stuff that happened in her childhood that you kind of can't help but to visualize because that's where your mind goes because it's so descriptive. But I love the ones that are read in their voice. Viola read hers, Will read his. I just finished Kiki Palmer's book came out the day after my birthday, so and it was Kiki, so I read it. The reality is, the thing about Kiki is we're very similar. Even our healing process, she does audio journals. I said, girl, we got too much in common. And so it was funny to me because it was at that stage, it was frustrating because I'm like, girl, like I could be doing what you're doing. Like, and it's like, but to some degree, I am doing what she's doing. It just doesn't have as much eyes on it. And that's okay. And I have to be comfortable with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was still good because, like I said, it was still motivating because it lets me know that what I'm doing does make an impact. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you don't know. Sometimes I'm like, well, I felt it. I don't know. They felt it.
Yeah. That's why I used to do my TikToks, which I will say, since we're talking about it, that was another form of my escapes. Because 2020, or was it 2021? I think it was 2021, somewhere around there. It wasn't that time was not the best time for me. Nobody knew what was going on in my life. They just kind of, I mean, you can piece it together, but the only people that knew were people in my circle at that time. But if you were to see in 2021, I was on TikTok so heavy because that was my escape route. I was writing small shorts. I was trying to make people laugh. And like I said, when we first did my first interview, when I first was on the Carter Love Network, where it really started, I literally everything I did and why I was on there so heavily was because I wanted other people to smile. I like bringing joy to others, but the true reality of that was I was not happy myself. But I knew that if I giggled at this shit, or I was like, you know, oh yeah, they're gonna love this. I'm like, nah, they're gonna laugh. It's gonna be good.
I'm piecing together that's why we met. Because I we were both creating a lot of content around that time. I was creating content because that's when I was going through my divorce. So I was on there a lot, but not to make people laugh because it was easy for me to express how I was feeling because a lot of people didn't know either. Like one, this would have been my second divorce. We're co-parenting under the same roof. There was just so many details that I felt like no one was going to understand. And so only my close friend that y'all used to see me going out with. So that's all my content was me going out with her and me doing like voiceovers and shit. But the content was heavy during that time for the same reason, but it was my escape. It was also the way I expressed myself and the way I expressed what was going on in my life without saying what was going on in my life. And then we started popping up on each other's feed and sharing each other's stuff. And then here we are.
I will have to backtrack a little bit. It was 2020 when I was heavy on there, or 2020 or 2019. And I remember now it was because of COVID, because my girlfriend at the time and my roommate, and we were all living in the same house. They were trying to get me to get on TikTok so bad. And I said, hell no. Fuck that, because I was on this shit when it was called Triller. I don't want to be with y'all. Like, I was on there in 2016, and every year the video come back that I made when I was on there. But I was like, I don't want to be on here. And one day, because I was in the house by myself, and I was like, I'm gonna make a TikTok. And so 2020, I was on there heavy because I was enjoying myself. But if you go and look at 2021,
what was your first video? Because I did the same thing. I had a roommate at the time. Actually, my roommate, she knows you. I was going to tell you that. We'll talk about it later. But I had a roommate at the time because the kid's dad, he was in the military. So he was at boot camp. So she came and stayed with me during COVID. And she was on TikTok doing dances, and we both used to praise dance at our old church. And so she was trying to get me on there, and I was like, okay, but again, I just had a baby. I still had the baby weight. You know what I mean? My man's going. I'm not as confident.
You're not feeling confident. You're not feeling.
Yeah, so I wasn't on there. But then I did start losing weight. So that's when I started getting on there more. I started losing weight. I started Beachbody. I started selling Beachbody. And so I did my first TikTok, and my first TikTok was the board in the house, but it wasn't the original. It was the one where the mom was like, "Is that how you do it? So you put the song in the bed?" Because that's how I felt. I'm like, how do you do TikTok? I don't even know how to do TikTok. So that was like my very first one.
If you take away the Trillers or whatever this was called before it was TikTok, because I got like 2 or 3 of those.
Wasn't it like Musically or
Musically? That's what it was called, Musically. If you take away those two, my very first one, because this when Among Us became, and I have to slow down this now. That's when Among Us became big. Oh, I think it got deleted. It's not even on here. I did an Among Us TikTok, and it was making fun of when you like try to swipe your card because you don't know if you ever played the game. There's a fake person, there's a real person, but everybody trying to catch the fake people that's killing everybody. Yeah. That was my first TikTok, and it started blowing up. So right after that, I said, I'm about to post more. Y'all gonna catch me. And I think within like one day, I'm looking at it now. Within one day, I posted this one right here, and then these 3. Yeah, I know. Those 3 right after that. And I was trying to get used to it. And then my one that went gangbusters was the one with my homeboy David. He in the video with me. He was in a few of them. Mm-hmm. But he was playing like he was kidnapping me, and I'm singing It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. Yeah. But it's like annoying sounding. You gotta watch the TikTok because it's funny as hell. But when that blew up, I was like, I'm about to go crazy on here. So for 2020, I was doing a lot. And then I slowed down. And then 2021, so it was 2021. If you go back and look at 2021, those were my videos got a lot funnier. But that's because I was escaping a lot more in 2021. Yeah. I will say that. But yeah, no, TikTok was very helpful for a certain time. And then I fell off. I did just recently write down 3 TikToks that I kind of want to get to because I was laughing in my head like 2 days ago. I'm like, I need to do one. So I might drop one this weekend. I don't know. We'll see how I feel.
No, for real. That's me too. Because I sometimes I forget that being a content creator and being a model are a part of. They're not just a part of me, but they're also a part of my healing process. And I haven't been doing neither one of them. And I'm like, damn, girl, like, where we at? Okay. So I'm trying to. I have gotten back into it a little bit. And getting into the habit of just posting and stop dwelling, because if I dwell on it for too long, then it just sits there, and then I get that little notification from TikTok saying that my drafts are adding up.
gotta drop something out.
Yeah, but I do want to. I need to write my skits out. I get skits in my mind all the time, and I never write them out because I feel like once I start trying to do them, they don't play out right because that's not what I do. That's not what I'm used to. But it's like that's also an excuse because when I'm hearing someone else's voiceover and I do the voiceover, I come up with some sort of thing that relates it back to self-love or confidence or something, and I act it out or whatever. So I just gotta lock in. Something came to me last night, Medea related. So I'm like, I need to do it. I need to do it for sure. Maybe on Tuesday.
I get you.
Tuesday's my day off, so
I get you. Yeah, what I've realized was because I have a lot that I wrote out for skits that were more I don't know about organized, but I don't know how to put it. But like the one sometimes when I know I want to do it and I'm not trying to scare myself out of it, I will just write a title. So one of them right now says a can of whoop ass. But I know what I want. But then like there's one I wanted to create a series a while back. It was a long time ago. That you know what? I don't want to say it because somebody might watch this and take my idea.
Girl, that part. I mean, sorry, that part.
Anyways, I wrote a series and I wrote out pretty much outlined all 5 episodes. I had to count because it's a reason. If somebody get that, then they gonna understand what I'm talking about. But it was 5 episodes that I wrote out, but they were supposed to be small shorts.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking too much, and I'm like, the further I wrote it out, I'm like, it's not that it's bad, but it's like I'm thinking of everything I gotta do, and I may need somebody else, and I may need to do this, and I'm like, now I don't need to do it no more. But it's so good to write it out.
I don't know if I sent it to you, but they have those now. There's like 18 to 20 part series. I think each episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I'm telling you, I locked in one day. I watched
there was one they had talking about I don't know who I married or something like that.
I don't know. The one I watched 2 of them. One of them
they put this shit on Tubi. That's how good it was getting.
Man, I watched one of them and basically, I think it might be that one. I watched one and basically like there was like this hack and they were trying to get money out of these people or whatever. And they were at a date night. There was like they were double dating at a date night, and then that's when it happened. Like the screen got taken over or whatever, and they were revealing people's secrets or whatever. Within the couple friend group, I got locked in. I was watching it. I watched it at home before I went to bed one day, and then the next day I finished it up at work. And then I got hooked in on another one where these people they liked each other, but they ended up faking to be boyfriend and girlfriend in order to make some other people jealous. I don't think I finished that one because after you reach a certain episode, they want you to pay for it unless you find it on a different profile. It's just like when you watch the movies you ain't supposed to be watching when the fire stick is what they call it, jailbroken.
Yeah, jailbroken, yeah.
It's like that. You just gotta go find it somewhere else. But no, I feel like as a creative, that's interesting because I don't have to worry about trying to do a whole movie, right. A whole TV episode or 10 episodes. I just, you know what I mean? And watching it, you kind of see how they put it together. The one that I watched, it was the first one, it was just in a house. They went outside and then they went back inside. Then they did some scenes in the car. But other than that, they were just at the house. I said, man, we can do this. They changed their clothes for the next day because their meeting point was all in the same spot. I said, man, I'm about to lock in with someone, figure some shit out. Figure something out, shit. But creativity, locking in with that is definitely finding your hobby or your craft is definitely a great escape. But it's beautiful when the escape can be healing. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we escape, and that's the thing is the question kind of was like, are we avoiding what we're really feeling, or are we, just taking a break? You know what I mean? Or are we actually processing it unconsciously? And I think that a lot of these things we can process it unconsciously if we don't go like you said, you're selective about what you'll go to. If we're selective, there's some stuff where I'm like, I know this ain't gonna heal me. Like, I know this won't be healing. Just watching it just to watch this shit. Now that's when if I was to turn on something like those adult cartoons, like Bob's Burger. But I do like it because it makes me laugh.
Whoa, pause. I've been recently watching. That's crazy that you brought it up. I've recently been watching that, and I've only made it to like season 6 years ago, but I never finished from there. So I've been, although it's been about 3 months, I've been watching Bob's Burgers trying to finish it all because I've never gotten that far.
I've never gotten far either.
Oh man, I love it because I watched the movie years ago. It's good.
Yeah, I love it. The funny thing is, I love all the characters, and that's the issue. I love all of them. I would have said, I love Louise the most because Louise is sassy as fuck.
It's
but
the kid.
Like, but I like Tina with her little booty obsession. It's like, I am definitely the mom though.
Oh my goodness, Linda be killing the fuck out of me. I just listened to an episode like a few minutes before we got on here, and she was like, "Kiss me like you miss me," and Bob was like, "What the hell are you saying?" She was like, "Nothing, just kiss me, dog." I'm like, bro. Linda is a character. That whole show is funny as fuck. But I will say, to add on to it, like, yeah, there's sometimes we try to use it as an escape or to push out whatever we need, but sometimes it's it's not healthy either.
Yeah.
I will say that, because there are times where I'm upset and I'm like, I want to listen to some shit that's like gonna piss me the fuck off right now. But now I'll be sitting there like, well, now I'm even madder than I was before. And why am I, or I'm sadder than I was before, but it's because I put myself here.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not gonna lie. That was me watching Scandal. That was me watching Scandal because one, it was like the fact that she could go off on someone and she don't even have to breathe. Okay, her little rants that she would go on, and then on top of that, she had people who were ready to, handle some business for her, and it was so normal for them.
Yeah,
it was so normal for them to go, take things to that level. You know what I'm saying? It was that, and it was How to Get Away with Murder. Those two, I had to stay away from them.
I love How to Get Away with Murder. That was a good show.
Yes, I wanted to watch them like I watched Grey's Anatomy because they're all Shondaland. They all came on the same day. They're all very fucking good. But also, I love Olivia Pope. Literally, I named one of my characters. The character is me, but her name is Olivia. Her name is Olivia Black in the book that I wrote. But but I had to change it up a little bit. I can't be Olivia Pope. But I did love her confidence and how assertive she was and the power that she had. But also, of course, her style. My God. But it was just those moments when things would get dark. And like for me, I was already, I feel like low key in a dark space because of my mental health. And so I feel like it validated that. Same thing with How to Get Away with Murder. Just because of the way she handled things, you know what I mean? And so I had to stay away from it. Now that I'm more grounded in myself and I'm not like more so looking for guidance or looking for women to look up to or to learn from, I feel like I probably could watch it. But during that season of my life, baby, I feel like I would go in and I would be talking to my kids and it would be more stronger than it needed to be. You know what I mean? It would be too firm because I had just got done watching that. I had that energy inside me. I'm like, nah, girl, you don't need to be talking like that. It's not. You can do Miranda Bailey. You don't have to do Olivia Pope. Okay.
Yeah.
Olivia Pope the children.
You gotta be real careful. Real careful what you use to escape.
Yeah.
When it comes to music, TV shows, whatever.
All the things.
All the things.
That's the other thing to be careful about, these other vices, as Ray calls them.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, everything we talked about tonight wasn't bad. To me, sometimes these are the healthier ways, but there are other healthier ways, bro. Escape and working out, escape in again, writing or journaling. There's a whole bunch of other ways to escape. But I will say sometimes you gotta take it easy when it comes to music or reading and stuff like that. Cause again, you can get lost.
Yeah.
You can get lost in it and you forget about reality sometimes.
Yeah, and like that's what I was saying when you went to go look for your thing, is like sometimes it is running. Yeah. And there were times where I was running from my own life. I was running from my own responsibilities and I was using these things for that. But there were other times where I was numb and these things made me cry to where I can really release that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like just knowing yourself, getting to know yourself and getting to know what you're actually doing, being honest with yourself about what are you doing? Are you running? Are you trying to escape? Are you trying to heal? Are you trying to feel your feelings, but you don't know how to put words to it? Like all of those things. I love that. I feel like the universe or God or whoever you serve, whatever your higher power is, I feel like they send things your way. And so I love when I just click a song and then the playlist starts. Like it won't be my playlist. It just starts feeding me songs that I need to feed my spirit in that moment. Especially if I can dance to them, they just hit me so much more powerfully because I'm also moving them through my body and that mood and that energy through my body. So I love that, but I also feel like those messages, you can watch an episode over and over, but a message might hit you differently this time around. You're ready to receive it. You weren't ready to receive it the last time. You know what I mean? So I really feel like it's knowing yourself and then trusting your higher power. and that was going to tell you whether you were doing too much. You need to take a break from that show or that book or whatever. Because same thing with me. When oh my God, I used to journal so much that I would journal myself into a spiral. That's how I got into audio journaling. My therapist said no more journaling. Audio journal, or you could do a video journal, but no more writing.
Right.
And so I started doing that. Now I got hooked on audio journaling. So now, like, I try to only do 15 minutes max. And that's only if I start, like, sometimes I'll audio journal and then I'll basically be saying the same thing but differently because now I'm enlightened. So then I'll say it differently. I'm like, okay, girl, at this point, like, I'll be honest with myself like that. I'll be like, girl, at this point, you're just saying the same thing. So I'm gonna let you go. I love you. I said we got things to do and you distracted me.
Right. Right.
At this point, shoot. So it's really just, like I said, being honest with yourself, locking in, knowing what works for you and what's hindering you. What is hindering you, darling?
I feel it. Man, that was a pretty good topic, dog.
Thank you.
That was really
Thank you for getting me the topic.
Well, it wasn't just me; it was Ray too. We gotta give Ray. We gotta give Ray a little bit of his credit. Ricky Ray, wherever he is on his espresso martini adventure.
On his espresso martini networking thing.
Yeah.
Network your ass off so that I can come do some vendor events out there.
Right. Yeah, nah. It's it's okay to escape from reality for a while. And if I'm gonna be brutally honest, I think that's what I was doing for a while, for a minute. And I gotta kind of come back to reality for a little bit. But it's okay to do so. Just make sure you do it in healthy doses.
Yeah.
Because remember,
all things in moderation, darling.
You can escape all you want, but it's still here. Like it ain't no.
I think the goal is to, like, for me, really is to just fall in love with life. And what I've been doing is just, like I said, just finding the positive in everything. You know what I mean? And really being okay with that. But also not forgetting that these things that we're talking about are healing. You know what I mean?
Right.
In moderation, they're healing. But if there's too much consumption, then it's destructive.
Right.
And the goal is for me to, within my own realm, to reach a certain level of success. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be like Keke Palmer, but I do want to be on a certain level that's close to that. You know what I mean? In my own way. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can't get there if I'm like stuck in somebody else's book, or, you know what I mean? Or if I'm just watching her all damn day.
Yeah.
Because she's awesome, but I got work to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just really remembering what you have to do for you to get where you are. My mama used to say, they got money already. They got it. They already did it. I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I said.
Also, don't look at them and be like, they there, but don't put yourself down because they already there. They had to do. They did this.
Exactly, and
you gonna do it too.
That's the important thing, is our life takes different paths for a reason. You know what I mean? They take different paths for a reason, and it's necessary. Like even in thinking in that, like I said, the areas in my life that I've shrink myself, I've seen her thrive in because she is that way. That's motivation for me to keep going. You know what I mean? But if she wasn't there, I don't know. I'm not saying there wouldn't be anyone else that I could look up to, because there are some other women that I admire for being themselves. But it's different because me and her are the same age. I watched her from True Jackson. You know what I mean? Even when she was in True Jackson, I was like, okay.
Jackson VP.
Jackson, she was goofy as fuck in there. I was like, yes, that's me in a nutshell. You know what I mean? So it's always nice when you can see yourself in someone, especially someone who's in the spaces that you want to be in. But I also learn a lot from that too, because I'm like, well, how far in it do I want to be? Like,
Right.
I know at some point you don't really get to choose how many eyes are on you
Right.
to some degree, but still, it's still good to know, like how visible do I want to be?
Yeah.
Visible do
Yeah.
I want to be?
But look, all you gotta do is just put in the work. Escape reality for a little bit, come back, do what you gotta do, put in that work.
Yeah,
Put in that work. So you can be the person that people be like, I'm escaping reality to go watch the Carter Love Network
exactly.
after hours because that should be popping.
After
Because
hours.
that's what
Yeah, you said let's be specific.
that's what we're here for. We here to
Fuck
escape.
that other show. No, just
I,
kidding.
I look, I ain't gonna be rude about it. I'm gonna be 100%. Look, the first two shows, they about reality, they about life. And if you want to get in there and learn some stuff, I applaud you and you go and do
Go
that.
there on Monday and Wednesday.
Go there on Monday and Wednesday when you trying to get your life together and do some shit right. But when you want to fuck around, but also
and drink around.
We still be teaching over here too. We still be teaching here too. Because we ain't gonna let you escape for too long.
But in a fun way, in a fun package.
In a fun way where there's liquor and whiskey involved.
Liquor.
And
I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back next week.
And blunts and whatnot. Next week. What, for next Friday?
Yeah, I'm saying I'll have alcohol next Friday.
Yay, for the Labor Day weekend. Look at you turning up.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize it was Labor Day weekend. Damn. But
yeah.
I will partake. I was planning on partaking today, but I had a chicken bake from Costco, and I just felt like my stomach was too full.
The little it looked like a, what is it? Calzone?
No, not that one. The one that it looks like a Hot Pocket, but it's chicken.
I know what you're talking about. I miss those.
Oh, you want me to bring you one?
Because they got bacon in it. Hell, look, don't tempt me. Nah, because every time somebody goes to California out here, I literally tell them, I don't care. Bring me back an In-N-Out burger. If not,
In-N-Out burger.
If not,
you want me to have them separated so it won't be soggy by the time I get to you?
I don't give a damn if it's soggy. Bring it to me in whole. But look, I'll be like, bring me back that, or go to the taco truck, your nearest taco truck, and get a goddamn burrito for me and bring it back. I don't care.
Yeah, I'd be more willing to bring you the burrito.
Yeah, the burrito is gonna be better than the goddamn burger.
Yeah.
But I'll be so upset when people go to Cali and I'm like, look, I'm being dead serious. I will send you this money. I don't care if you got to put it in a travel TSA ice chest or something. Buy me this, bring it back to me, please, and thank you.
I'll bring you a whole little kit. What else you want? Make me a list and send it to you. Make me a list. Shut up. He get on my nerves.
You say a great escape.
Remember.
Oh Lord, that's the ending mantra right there. Because you gotta remember.
That's what I say. Get on my nerves. Because that feels like, at church when you testify, and they be like, amen.
Yes, Lord, Pastor.
Yeah.
Say y'all got time. Take your time. Shut up. Like, I got somewhere to be. Nah, yeah. But
the game coming on. No, just kidding.
The game coming on. But yeah, no. Moral of the story is, for tonight's thing, make sure, take your time to escape. Do what you got to do. Because like you said earlier, we all human. It's crazy that our highs and lows dealt with what was going on in this. But use those moments to escape. There's lots of ways to escape. And you can call me a narc or whatever you want to call me. I don't truly condone drinking and or other drugs as an escape. I mean, I know people use that and I get it, but it could get to a point to where you may have to go to, seek help. Don't use those as escapes. There's healthier ways to escape, and also use use what you have as an escape. Like I said, I use music as an escape. Now I like to DJ. Am I the best DJ? In my opinion, fuck yes. But I know I'm not, but I can be better. I know I can be better. But because I use music as an escape, I know how to do this because I used writing. Although I'm not the best writer, my grammar is not the best. Because I use that as an escape. Y'all have the TikToks that y'all have that I just blew my whole Instagram story up with a few because I was like, damn, a blast from the past. But like, use those as escapes sometimes because you never know who you're gonna help in the future, whether it's music, poetry, book writing, drawing, or making a short film about who the fuck did I marry on TikTok, and now you got half of these women at home talking about, well, bitch, who the fuck did you marry? Because this ain't the man. But like those are pretty healthy. And I hope y'all all stick with those, but also remember, don't be in them for too long.
Yeah.
Come back to reality because you don't want to get lost in there. Remember, this reality is not going nowhere. It's still here.
Yeah.
Still here.
Everything is here, but also everything is brought here to teach you something.
Yes.
What I've learned is that everything we go through is preparing us for the things that we prayed for the things that we manifested, for the journey that the destination that we want to get to. And we all, I don't know if y'all know this, but we all know that destinations are temporary. Once we get there, we still got somewhere else to go, but it's good. That's why it's good to celebrate everything, celebrate every milestone, because it's all leading to somewhere. But I'm grateful. I agree too. I feel the same way about utilizing. I feel like it can, when you utilize certain things as an escape, it becomes to have power over you than you having power over it. So it's important to not, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm the same way when it comes to, because another one of my escapes, it can be like not just cooking food but eating food, or diving into different types of food, or like window shopping, when window shopping turns into shopping, and next thing you know, you just spent your whole paycheck and the rent ain't due. The rent ain't due. You know what I'm saying? Like, have some boundaries around your escape so you can come back to life. But also herbs. Speaking of herbs, I'm about to try this tea, but this brand is supposed to be a heavy escape. So just putting boundaries. Everything in moderation. Everything should have some sort of boundary that's going to help you to come back, to be back grounded, where you want to be, and living your life and being in charge and being the author of your life, and things of that nature. All the things.
All the things. Oh man.
I don't know if Ray is still here, but I don't know if you had anything other to say than these little smart remarks. I'm just kidding.
He been in and out. The espresso is martini-ing right now.
The martini is martini.
he's up and down right now. My boy is escaping in other ways we don't understand.
In other ways, but he's being social, so we applaud him.
Get your stuff on, bro. I hope you networking with efficiency.
Listen,
I hope you networking for work.
Events for us to do.
Yeah. Tell them a DJ and they fly him out.
Yeah, a DJ and a mobile bartender.
Hey, man, bring the whole clan, dog. I even got a 360, so I got to tack on 2 more people. But
that's where Cali fits in.
Bring us in the fold. Bring us in the fold, brother. Bring us in the fold, dog.
Let's get some events
going, dog. Then we can call it the Job Productions Carter Love Network Entertainment, whatever.
Something. Entertainment, something. It's
right. Oh man.
All right. I feel like we've locked in. Do you have any updates you want to share before we close out? Any upcoming events for you or your mom or anything like that?
No upcoming events. Me a little bit. Every year got 2 events I'm known that I'm going to be doing every year. One is my mother's Miss Juneteenth pageant, and then I do in September. I do a breast cancer awareness gala, which is coming up on the 19th. This is the first year that they want me to do pretty much all the entertainment.
Wow.
Yeah, last year they had a guy doing a 360. They didn't really like it. I guess he had the 360 like tilted up like that. So all you see was your eyebrows the whole time.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, and they were like, they were like, can you incorporate your 360 with the DJ in? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, so I like that. Trying to my goal is to, again, this year, I know the year is coming to an end, but I got to do a lot better. Really get myself out there, because I really haven't, but it's also because I don't have all the time in the world, and it's just me in a sense. I mean, I have help, but everybody's so busy. I can't just be like, oh, hey, I got an event on Wednesday in the afternoon. I could take off, but can you? Like, it's that part's hard. But other than that, nah, I've been escaping. Currently watching Lanterns for some of my DC out there. Very great show. I think y'all should watch it.
It's not necessary for you to watch the movie.
There is no movie.
No, there was a movie in like a few years back. He was in a movie.
That was 2011, girl.
Really?
Yes.
It was that far back?
Oh, well, I mean, if you watch the new Superman movie, there is a Green Lantern in there, and he's in the show, but that's for this universe.
Okay.
Yeah. The other movie where it was just Green Lantern, that was 2011.
And it was him, though, right?
That was just him by himself.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, whole different story. But
I think the pictures resurfaced when him and Tiana Taylor got together, so I thought it was new.
Nah, they just sharing a lot of shit. But oh no. That's the show. That's a show. That's out now. You talking about Aaron Pierre?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a show.
Oh, so maybe it was for the show, but I didn't start seeing the show till just recently when I started rewatching Batwoman.
Oh.
I started rewatching Batwoman.
Oh, the TV show?
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, I started rewatching that. And so the Lanterns has been popping up. And so I thought it was the movie. I thought he was in a movie, and then they made
it's a TV show. He's gonna be, so if you ever grew up watching Justice League, the animated series, for people in our age group, 35 and under, or I wouldn't even say that, 40 and under, depending on if you're a nerd or not. Justice League, the animated series, the only Green Lantern that was on there was the Black Green Lantern. His name is John Stewart. I love him. I even wrote a whole mini series about that. But anyways, this show is literally about him becoming the next Green Lantern. And it's real. It's really, really good. I love it. A lot of people ain't liking it, but I love it. But it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch if you're watching it. But other than that, I ain't really watching nothing else. Waiting for all these other movies to come out, Doomsday, because that's what we really waiting on. For our Marvel fanatic. Look, it's gonna look, not this year, but next year gonna be a good year for movies. But this year they got some good movies dropping at the end of the year.
I can't wait for Clayface. I still haven't watched Spider-Man because I was waiting for my kids, but I might have to go without them.
So I just remembered you're a Batman fan. Did you ever watch the Penguin TV show?
Okay, so I started watching it, and then I lost my HBO Max, and then I just never went back. So I need to go back and watch it. Yeah.
I got you. But I really love that show. And I was like, damn, have you ever watched Gotham?
Yes. Remember, I got hooked
up.
Yeah. Remember, I was rewatching it and we were talking about it. We had a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Because that was one of the shows I could not watch anymore either. Because again,
I stopped around season 7, but I do that. So what I do is when I'm not ready for a show to end, I'll stop at the last season.
Yeah,
I did it with Scandal. I did it with How to Get Away with Murder. I did it with Gotham. I'm like, girl, you have to stop doing this. But it's not going to change anything.
I also told myself this year, if I watch something, I gotta finish it. I need to finish it, whatever it is. So this year I have not rewatched any Marvel movies fully through like that. Like I just finished watching the whole saga all the way up until the Spider-Man movie came out, and I said I'm not watching it again this year. Because if I keep doing it, I'm gonna keep going. And I watched it through the shows, but like I'm trying to pick up where I left off in certain stuff because I'm like, I watch stuff and I'll stop at a certain season. Gotham, I never made it past season 5. I seen the final episode, the 2 or 3 episodes, because I heard he was gonna wear the bat suit. But I was like, I'm gonna go back and watch that one of these days.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to. Same thing happened because when Penguin first came out, I was watching it, and then I lost like halfway through the season. I lost my HBO Max. Then I started rewatching Gotham, and I didn't get that far in that one because, again, like I said, moderation. Then I lost me on HBO Max again. Then just recently, it was Batwoman. I'm almost done with that series. And then just yesterday, I was like, I'm going to sip my wine and watch my HBO Max. And they were like, there's something wrong with your billing information. I said, shit. I said, you got to wait. Okay. You got to wait another few weeks before I can.
I'm weak. How far did you get in Batwoman?
I got pretty far.
Are you in season 1 still?
I'm in season 2, towards the end of season 2. I don't want to.
Okay.
So I don't know how this season ended because I don't remember. And you know how some shows just went off. And I'm like, should I just start watching it now, or is it going to tie up some loose ends for me?
No, it doesn't tie up loose ends because I was a big CW DC watcher because of the Flash. And if you watch the first season of Batwoman, there's an episode where it's like the middle of the crossover, and you probably watched and was like, when the fuck Superman get here?
Skip that shit because I was like, this is too much.
Skip it.
I hate it because my thing is, I feel like when there's shows that have crossovers, they need to create a section. You know how we have playlists on YouTube? They need to create a playlist that has it all in there. Everything. Like, for example,
I said the same thing, but I think you mean like when they do that, they just got to put all those episodes in one little block. But for me, I think they should do it as if, because the way it used to come out when it was first coming out, Tuesday, and I'm just making it up, but I may be right, I may be wrong.
Yeah.
Tuesday was Tuesday or Monday. Monday was like Arrow. Tuesday was The Flash. Wednesday was Legend of Tomorrow. Thursday was Batwoman. Friday was like Black Lightning. Like they gotta put it like that, because when you go and watch them crossovers, there are stories from the other shows, and you just like,
no, it's
what they fighting about. Like,
no, they did that with Grey's Anatomy too. So Grey's Anatomy has
the fire.
Yes, but they also have another spin-off show. So I feel like all 3 of those need to be on a playlist so you can watch it, because actually I think the other show, it's like before, it's kind of before, it's some of the episodes are before now. Like, it basically, for those of y'all who know, Derek's wife is at this place, but also Derek's sister is there. So there's details that we can learn about Derek's ex-wife and Derek's sister there, but then there's also crossover episodes.
Is that Private Practice?
Private Practice, yes. So that's Private Practice. Then fast forward, now whatchamacallit's husband is a firefighter. And so now Station 19 is tied into that.
I love
Station 19. But it's like when you go back and rewatch that shit, you don't know. But I like that Disney has a playlist that plays all the Marvel stuff in order, including the TV shows. I'm like, everybody else needs to be on that hype.
To an extent, and that's why I said I stopped. I did not watch anything after that, because if you go to, because the TV shows start with the multiverse stuff that we in now, they have them in order. But the thing is, like, once you get to Loki, because Loki got 2 seasons, you got to remember, once you finish season 1, stop, watch like 3 or 4 more movies, then come back to season 2. But still, you're definitely right. If you go on Disney Plus, all that shit in order, like watch it from here and go straight on till morning, and you're all good. Yeah.
So I'm like, I like it better that way. With the TV shows, it throws me off because I am someone who does like to know all the details. That's why I rewatch shit. That's why when the new Spider-Man movie came out, I made sure I watched all the other stuff. Even though I didn't miss out, I don't feel like I would have missed out on so much. but I didn't even know that they brought all of them in on the last one and all the things. You know what I mean? These were things I didn't know because I'm gonna tell you right now. Like I said, even with rewatching them, I do prefer. I'm still very much a DC girly, but I'll dabble, you know, in a little. I'm not gonna lie, I do want to go back now. I do want to go watch a lot of the Avenger, like rewatch, get caught up with all of the Marvel stuff. Um, Especially before Doomsday comes out. And I know I don't. It may not even be necessary, but that's just who I am.
I will say it's not hard, but because I've been watching these movies for years, especially because I love them, I know them beat for beat. So it's like it's easy for me to watch it. Like literally, if I were to start tomorrow morning, first thing I wake up in the morning, I can watch probably all the X-Men movies and then like half of the Spider-Man movies and then continue Sunday to watch the rest. Like it's real easy, but I do that's one thing I do hate about the Marvel movies. You got to do your homework. Like if you ain't watched none of these movies, you ain't gonna catch none of these jokes. And like for one of them, I remember I went to go watch it in theaters, Spider-Man No Way Home, when all three of them showed up.
Yeah.
And there was a joke. There was a few jokes, but there was two jokes that I caught. One of them, Andrew Garfield was lifting the original Spider-Man up, and he was like trying to crack his back. And everybody in the theater was looking like kind of weird. But if you go back and watch the second movie, bruh fell off a building and busted his back, and he was like, "My back." And I'm like, that joke was
it was when like powers were fading, right?
Yeah. And then you got another one where Andrew Garfield, the one that where Jamie Foxx was in that movie with him and all that.
Yeah.
There was one with that where everybody didn't like him as Spider-Man. So like when he was like, I don't feel that good, and the other Spider-Man was like, bro, you're amazing. Like he was like, you gotta be confident. Like if you live through all this and you watch it, it makes sense. But when you go and rush it, you kind of won't get it sometimes.
And that's what I like. Like I like to pick up on all that stuff. That's why I'm telling you guys, like even when it comes to, I've seen Harry Potter too many times, but I'm telling you, I'm still starting at one. People be like, skip one. I start at one. Sorry. Same thing with you know, Fast and Furious. I watched them all from the beginning. It's the marathon is marathoning for a reason.
Yeah.
But I also think that one I think I took a more of a liking to Marvel this time around because for me it was more than just them. It was more than just the superheroes and the villains and that. It's also like I'm at a point in my life where now I fall in love with the storytelling. I fall in love with the actors and how they bring the characters to life. But also I like the visuals, like, you know, like because now I create content or I'm also in that world where I get to witness people acting and things of that nature. I feel like I love it more. So I'm like, they put that together so cool. And you know what I mean? So I can enjoy more than just, you know, these are heroes and villains. More than that, you know what I mean? Because like I said, the villains were not villaining enough for me in the superhero in the Spider-Man series because I'm used to the darkness of Batman's villains. But I still enjoyed it, and I still can't wait to watch Spider-Man, the new one.
Right.
Like I said, on Tuesday, I'm about to leave these kids and just go by myself. Okay?
Because it's a good movie.
I want them to earn it and all the shit, but I'm like, listen, I need to go for me.
Yeah. And look, it's a good movie. It's worth it. Very, very much worth it. Look, I what is the word I'm looking for? I need you to just go see that. I think you'll like it, especially because
I've been waiting to watch it so I can talk to you about it.
Because it's very, and look, my homeboy Tim, he just called me the other day. He was like, I watched it 4 times. I'm like, you could have been called me. I saw it. But it's definitely worth a watch, especially if I mean, I know you're not a comic reader, but everybody loves a sad, depressed, poor Peter Parker. And that's what that movie was.
I know.
Boy.
Remember those memes where they used to have him sitting crying by the pole, talking about that bitch didn't want me?
Yeah, like I was like, bro, this is what we've been looking for. But what I do like that a lot of people have been complaining about the last few Marvel movies have been real emotional tied. If you've seen the last the Fantastic Four movie, the very, very new one, it was about family, but it was
Yeah,
very, very emotional. Like if
yeah,
you
yeah.
watch it, it hits. And then if you watched the Thunderbolts, that was some emotion. That was
I
a
didn't watch
very
that one. I
emotional
did watch
movie.
the Fantastic.
And same with this one. Like they've been on an emotional spectrum, and a lot of people been hating it. But I'm like, yo, these movies were good. They
Yeah,
were very, very good, and they hit home emotionally. Whoever was telling these
and the
stories,
visuals are awesome.
oh yeah.
I did watch Fantastic Four. I kind of resisted because I miss Jessica, but
Oh man, look, I love this one because it's very comic accurate because and not because the way they look, but it was because they took it back to the 60s.
yes,
They didn't do it in the modern times.
yeah,
Now look, I
yeah,
love Jessica Alba. I love Captain America, and of course he
yeah,
played Johnny Storm before then. I did like how they put it into the new era, but then to throw it into the 60s and
yeah,
to make them act that way, it was beautiful.
yeah.
It
It
was
was good.
very
I
beautiful. And
like.
that whole movie is art. It's straight art.
Yes,
I love
yes, yes. I loved it. I loved it a lot. So I'm definitely, like I said, I'm looking forward to watching Spider Man. I'm
it. Oh
gonna
yeah, you
dive
know.
in. I'm gonna dive back into Marvel, but not begrudgingly this time. This time I'm gonna. I feel like I have a better view, a better mindset. I guess. I think before I felt like I just wanted to like because it was during, it was shortly after COVID when people got hooked on streaming, and I
Yeah.
just felt like okay, everyone's saying I should watch this, so I should watch this. You know what I mean? And really, all I really cared about was Captain America, and then all the Avenger movies. That's all I cared about. But now I feel like, shut up. Look at this. Sorry,
Mind you,
nerds.
he just messaged me like a few minutes ago.
But yeah, so I'm excited to dive back in for sure.
Yeah, no, it's worth it. And like I said, Marvel, they both Marvel and DC have a long history of movies and TV shows. DC more TV shows than Marvel, but
Yeah, that's what this guy was saying. I had a customer and he's like, nah, I like both. He said Marvel gives us the movies, DC gives us the TV shows and the
But
anime.
yeah, because everybody used to, it was about 5, 6 years ago, everybody was bashing DC because they were like, your live action movies suck. But if you go watch all the animated movies,
Yeah,
man,
the anime,
they
and
are,
they're so intense.
they
I'm like,
are
whoa.
I love them. Look, my favorite ones are all the Flash and Batman movies. I love Superman
I
too,
don't even think I
always.
watched the Flash ones, but I watched
But
that one where it was you know their names, I don't. But it was well, it was when Whatchamacallit became the Red Hood and he accidentally killed they were fighting and he wasn't listening to Batman and he accidentally killed damn, why can't I think of his name? I can see his symbol. I'm like blue and black, but I can't think of his
Nightwing.
name right
Oh,
now. Yeah,
you saw you watched, well, he didn't become Red Hood, but you watched
yeah. It felt like it was on that way.
you
It was on the
watched
way.
Injustice, God's
Yes,
Mother. And it's
yes,
when Damian Wayne, the other
yes.
Robin, Batman's son, killed him with it. Look, chill out. Because my homeboy might watch this and he might laugh because he like to tease me about it. Because although I don't talk about it much, I am a Flash fan. I am a Captain America fan, but I'm a big Robin fan, and
Yes,
I love all my Robins, and they
but
all become different heroes. I
yes,
love Nightwing. That's
yes,
the one you talking about that got hit with the stick.
yes,
And I love Red Hood. They're both my favorite.
yeah.
But
I don't know how
no,
you can be both. I'm just kidding.
that,
That's like being a 49ers fan and a Raiders fan. No, I'm
well,
just kidding.
they're all Robins, so it don't
No,
matter. They
I
always a Robin, a mentor under
Red
Batman.
Hood. He took it.
But Red Hood, he my number one favorite.
I know.
But yeah, because I got the costume. But Dick Grayson, he'll always be a top favorite too because again, it I liked him so much because he wanted to be Batman.
Yeah.
But he was like, I just ain't gonna be as dark and brooding as you are, dog. Like I'm gonna do the way I like the way you work, but I don't like your emotions. I
Yeah.
like my emotions better. That's why I fucks with them. Plus, everybody hates them because they're all sidekicks, but then they became their own independent heroes,
Yeah.
and they all led the Teen Titans, which were
Yeah.
the smaller version of the Justice League. So get up out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But
I love it. I love the progression.
yeah.
But I love the intensity of the movies the animated movies that they have.
Yeah. The animated movies are
And
good.
again, they're dark because you're not gonna see that in Marvel.
No.
The man actually killed his brother.
You will see it in Marvel if you read the comics, but in the shows or the cartoons, no, you won't see that. DC don't care. But like I will say, if you really want to do some dark stuff, go read a lot of X-Men comics. Them things get sad, and it's only because that was kind of based off of when the X-Men first came around, race stuff. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were the heads of the head ideas for Professor X and Magneto. That's why they act the way they act. So some people of race relate, and those of on the sexual spectrum relate too, because it's the X-Men they're not accepted, and who was like really not accepted in America, which was other races and people who had different sexual orientations. So that it gets dark when you go to the X-Men stuff. I promise you that it gets real dark. But nah, I'm always gonna be a big nerd for all of it. Is he said 2 hours is up? He can kiss my ass.
If you wanted to run things, you should have been here.
Damn, and he said it within 30 seconds of us going over 2 hours. But I would say, if you a big fan, you ain't even got to read all these comics. Just go watch these movies, go watch these shows, go watch these cartoons. You ain't even got to watch them in order. You don't have to do that.
I did it.
Go in and now, if you're trying to figure out why everybody's so hyped, go watch them in order.
I watched the Marvel stuff. I watched in order, and some of the stuff, if I can tell on HBO Max that the DC stuff is all there, then I'll watch it in order. But sometimes I just really want to watch Batman. But when I have those moments and I can't find this stuff, I'll just go back and watch like an old series, like the Batman or Batman Beyond or something like that. But I really do stick with Batman. I do want to dive into Flash.
Great subject, dog. You call me when you need me.
I definitely I've been wanting to. The only reason I have to set aside other people's opinion. They're like, it's gonna drive you crazy because the CW one, how like he has to keep meeting people the same, like it's very repetitive in the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm like, I might be okay with that though.
I will say, the CW has they have a formula. Because it's not even just the Flash. All they shows do the same damn shit. Yeah. But I will say, like with Batwoman, it does suck the further you get into the Flash TV show, because that was the one that went longer than the rest. They fuse too much together. So at some point, you're going to get to a point, although you skip the crossovers, you're going to be like, well, who the fuck is this person here? Yeah. So like, it's still okay to watch. It's not like you got to really go back and watch stuff, but I'm pretty sure somebody created a list out there where you can be like, oh, go watch this episode of this show, then the Flash, then this show. But you can literally watch that show straight through. It's not accurate lore, but it's still a good watch because some of the stuff they did was more akin to his sidekick who took his place years later. But the show, my favorite show of all time. I only got the first season on DVD. I'm trying to get the rest.
The movie that they came out with, you didn't like it?
I loved it, but so wait, can we go over time? Because I ain't trying to.
I don't mind. I don't have to leave till 9:30.
So there is this story arc called Flashpoint in the DC comics. And it's where if there's fixed points in reality, and in Marvel they call them I forgot what they call them, but it's points that you really shouldn't change because of that point in time, it makes the world what it is. there's a point in time in the Flash's life where his mother has to die. If his mother doesn't die, the world doesn't become what it is. Like you don't get Superman, you don't get Batman, blah, blah. Well, you do, but you don't get who you think.
Yeah.
So the movie was originally supposed to be called Flashpoint. Go watch the cartoon movie. You would love it a lot better. But in the story, Barry goes back. Spoiler alert, Barry goes back. He saves his mom from dying, but because of that, in the live action movie that they got, Supergirl comes to Earth. But in the comics, Superman comes to Earth, but the government gets him. So he never becomes Superman. He's still a strong Kryptonian and all this, but he doesn't become that. Cyborg works for the government. And if you watch the cartoon version, Michael B. Jordan voices him. For all y'all ladies out there. And in this universe, they don't do it in the live action movie, but in the cartoon, in this universe, Bruce Wayne actually dies. And his parents live, and his mom becomes a Joker, and his dad becomes Batman who uses guns. I'm telling you.
Damn, I think we talked about that before.
If you read it, it's better, but if you watch it, they don't show it
comic books, okay.
But the world is so different because he went back and changed time. And so the way if you watch the cartoon and you watch a live action, you'll see why I like the cartoon more. All they had to do was copy and paste the cartoon and do that for the live action movie. But the live action movie, they were too focused on making you laugh, but also bringing in different elements, especially because the dude that was writing all these movies and who brought him in was already out of the studio. And then the guy that played the Flash in live action movie, Ezra Miller, he was already going through some stuff with people up in Hawaii and shit. So like he doesn't make it. But
then I also feel like when it comes to like, I feel like I don't know for sure, but when it comes to comic books, I feel like they're just kind of written, right? When it comes to movies, you have to compete with your competitor. The competitor is Marvel. So his competitor is Spider-Man. Flash is, you know what I mean? So I feel like
it's him, but it's also Quicksilver. If you ever watched the movie Avengers Age of Ultron, when Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, because he's the speedster of that universe. But you're totally right. His actual counterpart in Marvel would be Spider-Man, because they're the two that deal with the multiverse more than anybody.
So I feel like the movies get more, there's more like, what do they call it, politics involved, then it's like the marketing and the this and that, and so everything has to look aesthetically a certain way for also whatever society is, whatever, you know what I mean, is ready to receive. Like you said, with DC, they kind of care less a little bit when it comes to the violent and the dark stuff, where Marvel is more catering to societal norms and stuff like that.
But look, everybody, you can choose whatever side you want. I'm never gonna be mad at you. Both sides are good. I'm a nerd through and through.
I'm gonna find that comic book. That's what I want to find. I just typed it in so I won't forget to look it up later on. Oh my gosh. All right, I guess we can end because we can talk about this forever. I got questions. I know you got answers.
You know damn well. I'll talk one of my homeboys. I think he on work today. I'll be like, bro, join up. But for those of y'all that escaped with us, oh look, and he just said it. For those of y'all that escaped with us in that little nerd moment,
Oh shit. All right, we can close out with our quotes and affirmations.
Oh, me first? Remember.
No, kind of has to be you first.
It does, because I'm the only one here.
Unless you want to do mine.
No, I'm good. I only know the first 3 lines. Remember. Hey, don't forget to just keep being yourself. Always be yourself. Do not be afraid to be yourself. Keep being you, regardless of what anybody say. Be you. And also remember, you can do all things through Christ which strengthens you. Philippians 4:13. I keep the motto all the time. But again, be yourself. and love yourself and think highly of yourself at all times.
At all times as well. All right, my loves, thank you so much for watching the Cardi Love Talk Show After Hours. What do we escape to? If you made it this far and you have not liked, subscribed, or hit that little bell, go ahead and do that now, baby, so you can be notified every time we post a video here on the Cardi Love Network. As always, remember that you are worthy always. You are worthy of being grounded in yourself. You are worthy of escaping just for a moment so that you can breathe and reflect and come back to us in a more wholesome manner, more grounded, more ready to go, more motivated, more inspired. You are worthy of healing and coping and doing what you need to do. You are worthy of self-honesty. More importantly, you are worthy of unconditional self-care and unconditional self-love. Until next time, my loves, thank you so much for watching the Carter Love Talk Show.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. What is happening?
Wow. Is it not popping up?
There it
Oh,
goes.
there it is. And it showed me. That's what I'm talking about.
Glad that you called me over tonight.
I be singing this song at random.
Maybe wrong, but I know what you like. Yeah. You do something to me I can't